Okay, let's talk about car trouble. And I mean real car trouble. We're going to dive into two of the scariest words in auto finance, repossession and charge-off. Now, yeah, they both sound bad, and they are serious for sure. But here's the thing. Understanding exactly what they mean, that's your first step to getting through a tough spot and taking back the wheel, literally and financially.
So, you missed a car payment. Ugh, that sinking feeling in your stomach, right? It's awful. And if you're feeling anxious about it, trust me, you are not alone. Not by a long shot. But the absolute best thing you can do right now is figure out what's coming next. Because honestly, knowing what you're up against is half the battle.
All right, so let's break this down. Repo versus charge-off. What's the real difference here? Because even though they both spell trouble for your credit, they're definitely not the same thing. Okay, here's the most important thing to get straight. A repossession, that's physical. It's exactly what it sounds like. They literally come and take your car. It's an asset loss. A charge-off, though, that's more of an accounting thing. It's your lender basically saying, okay, we're giving up on collecting this, and they write it off as a loss on their books. But, and this is a huge but, that does not mean your debt just vanishes into thin air. Oh no. And if you look at the timeline here, you can see just how different these two are. A repo is like a lightning strike. It is fast and sudden. We're talking 30 to 90 days after you default. Poof, your car is gone. A charge-off? That's more like a slow burn. It usually takes a lot longer, maybe 4 to 6 months of no payments. And here's the weird part. You might even get to keep the car for a while. But that debt, it's still there, hanging over your head.
Okay, let's get to the part that really hurts. The credit score catastrophe. We need to understand the immediate damage here.
And when I say damage, I mean it. We're talking a drop of 100 points or even more. Think about that. A hit that big is like a giant, flashing neon sign to any future lender that says high risk. It can pretty much slam the door shut on getting approved for anything for a long time.
And this isn't something that just goes away in a few months. Nope. Both of these negative marks stick to your credit report like glue for 7 years. And here's a key detail a lot of people miss. That 7-year clock starts ticking from the date of the first missed payment, not from the day they took the car or charged off the account. That's a really important distinction. So you're probably wondering, okay, which one is worse for my score right out of the gate? Well, as you can see, when it comes to the immediate impact, it's basically a tie. Both a repo and a charge-off are considered severe, catastrophic events for your credit score. They're both in the heavyweight class of credit damage. All right, this next part is something a lot of people get wrong. They think, okay, they took the car, it's over. But the truth is, the biggest shock, the debt that lingers, that often comes after the car is long gone. We need to talk about something called a deficiency balance. Honestly, you can think of it as a ghost debt. It's the amount that haunts you even after your car has been repossessed and sold. It's simply the difference between what you still owed and the price they got for your car at auction. And the math here is, well, it's pretty brutal. First, your car gets sold at auction, almost always for way less than you owe. Then they take what's left on your loan and they start adding stuff to it. The towing fees, the storage fees, the auction fees, all of it. And when the dust settles, what are you left with? No car, but a big bill that you are still legally required to pay. So just how big can this ghost debt be? Get this. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau found that the average deficiency balance is over $11,000. Let that sink in. 11 grand for a car you don't even have anymore. It's just staggering.
Okay, so that was the bad news. The damage is real, it's big. But, and this is important, it does not have to be a life sentence. Let's talk about rebuilding your financial future. What's the practical path to recovery?
So is it even possible to fix this kind of damage? The answer is a 1000% yes. It's not a quick fix, and it's not going to be easy, but you can absolutely rebuild your credit. It just takes time and some new, consistent, positive habits.
So here's your game plan, your credit rebuilding toolkit. Number 1, and this is non-negotiable, pay all your other bills on time every single time. Next, focus on your credit card balances. Try to get them below 30% of your limit. That can give you a nice little boost. A secured credit card is also a great way to start building some fresh positive history. And finally, be your own watchdog. Check your credit reports regularly and fight any errors you find. Seriously, you'd be surprised how often they pop up. But why is this so damaging in the first place? To really get it, we need to look at what the lenders see.
let's try to see this from their side of the table for a minute. Okay, look at this. Your payment history, it's the big one. It makes up 35% of your FICO score. That's the biggest piece of the pie by far. So a repo or a charge-off isn't just a little scratch on your record. It's a direct torpedo hit to the most important thing lenders look at when they're deciding whether or not to give you money. And this brings us to the final, really crucial point. They're both bad, right? But to a lot of lenders, a repo it feels a little bit worse. And why is that? Because a repo screams, this person couldn't handle a loan that was backed by actual property. It makes them really nervous about giving you another big loan that's tied to collateral, like say a mortgage for a house. So as you're rebuilding, just remember, you're not just fixing a number, you're rebuilding trust. You're showing them one on-time payment at a time that you can be trusted again.